What's good, everybody? Ace of all trades here with the game Illuminaughty. We are here to discuss not necessarily the Nintendo Direct, but the announcement of Super Smash Brothers. But before we get into that discussion, I want to introduce a couple of people. To the left of me, I got TBH. Say what up.
BANANAS. Bananas. Thank you.
Okay, and someone that you guys are also very familiar with, the homie Data Dave. Say what's up, Dave.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Alright, and before we get into the discussion, unfortunately, we are not able to put footage up with Nintendo. Just, you guys know how Nintendo is at the with YouTube, so we apologize. So you guys are just gonna have to listen to us, and we're gonna go from there. Alright, you guys, so I know you guys don't necessarily want to talk about the Direct. Well, at least I know TBH doesn't really want to.
We can talk about it.
Alright, so
there was a couple things I was interested in.
Alright, so what were you interested in, TBH?
The Luigi's Mansion remaster for 3DS, because that's one of my favorite games from GameCube. Is my favorite console all time, so and that's one of my favorite games ever. The Mario Tennis looked a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. I really wasn't interested in that, and they did like kind of an extensive walkthrough of all the new features and stuff, and I was like, okay, I can see us streaming that and having fun and talking shit. And then there was some RPG game. It reminded me of Golden Sun. I don't remember what was the name of it. You know what I'm talking about, Dave?
Yeah, you think it's called Octopath?
Yeah, Octopath. That looked pretty interesting. And then of course Smash Bros. I think they spent a little too much time talking about Splatoon. I mean, just like nobody plays that.
No, actually a lot of people play Splatoon 2. They have a huge fan base behind. They had it behind the first Splatoon. So of course when they come out with this new DLC, everybody's gonna want to see it. I mean, I've played it. Dave has played it. I mean, there's a huge community behind it.
You played it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about who actively plays it. That community is not that big, bro.
It's still pretty big. When was the last time you played it, Dave?
Man, it's been a good minute. Decent
But it is true though. There's still a community that's obviously playing it, correct?
Who is streaming it? Who is making YouTube content? Like, I hate to break it to you, but like Twitch and YouTube are very big indicators of how popular a game is. Like, it didn't always used to be like that, but you can tell how popular a game is by how popular it is on Twitch. If ain't nobody streaming it, ain't nobody playing that game.
Yeah, that's also true. But then again, for Nintendo's, from YouTube's perspective, Nintendo shuts down everything anyway. But you do make some.
Not on Twitch.
Well, not on Twitch, but on YouTube. Yeah. What did you think of the Direct, Dave? What were you interested in?
They had some cool titles. I like the Mario Tennis also, but I was really shocked by Crash Bandicoot South Park. I did not see that coming for Nintendo.
Yeah, that's on PC too.
Yeah, it's on PC. So
yeah, I opened up Steam. I was like, what the hell? Like, when did they? It's a shame they ruined it with all that motion blur, but whatever. I feel you there.
Yeah, I just think well, first of all, going to the South Park. We said this, and I know me and TBH have had this discussion before. When we first saw gameplay of South Park before we played it and actually came out, it looked like a game that would work on the Switch with the combat and how the gameplay is not graphically intensive at all. It would run just fine. Like, that's actually.
It plays like a faster paced Fire Emblem. It's very inspired by Fire Emblem or what was that game on not the 3DS? I think it was the 2DS, the DS something Wars. It was called.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking. I know what you're talking about. It also adapts some of the like Mega Man Battle Network gameplay. How like you have to go like the different like squares and whatnot to attack and whatnot. So
Advance Wars.
Yeah, yeah. So it makes sense. I mean, now for all the cursing and everything like that, yeah, it's very not family oriented for Nintendo. But I mean, Nintendo used to produce that type of content back in the day for the 360. I mean, 360. The Nintendo 64 days. Like, they had rated mature games on the N64.
What Nintendo games what games did Nintendo produce that were M-rated?
Well, not produced, but they would third party. It would be on the N64.
Host, okay.
Yeah, they would host. So, I mean, that makes sense to me. I mean, the gameplay fits it. Makes sense. Now, like Dave said, I think it was crazy about Crash Bandicoot. That opens up some doors But
is it that crazy? Because Crash Bandicoot has not had a home since the original trilogy. Keep in mind, he was on the Xbox 360. Just nobody played them stank ass games.
yeah, I played the one for the GameCube that came out. Yeah, he was on PlayStation 2 as well. So
yeah, once that license went up for the original PlayStation exclusivity, like he's been on like all the major consoles. So like it's not surprising to me.
Got you. So
now if they would announce Spyro remastered on the Switch, that would have been woo.
Well, you know they're coming up with the trilogy, so that
hasn't been confirmed.
It hasn't been confirmed, but I don't know.
I hope it's real though. I hope it's real.
Right. But let's get to it. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Super Smash Brothers has been announced for the Nintendo Switch. I know both of y'all hyped, just like I am. Huge Smash Brothers fans since the beginning. Who y'all want to see? Dave, you go first, man. Who do you want to see in this game? Who you want to see, man?
I want to see Shantae and Shovel Knight, like half Genie Hero Shantae. She's been on, I believe, all the Nintendo platforms, like only Nintendo. So
I haven't heard that, but that makes sense. Yeah.
So I think she'd be on it because I saw her on the eShop, and then Shovel Knight, I feel like he'd be a good fit because he already has an amiibo,
right?
Like the Switch and such.
Right.
It's pretty pop.
Hello.
Go
ahead.
Yeah. No, yeah. I was just saying that was pretty popular on the Switch, so I'd say Shovel Knight.
Okay. TBH, what about you, man?
There's a whole list. I mean, at this point, anybody can be in Smash Bros. I mean, we've had Snake, we've had Cloud, Bayonetta. So I feel like Beautiful Joe is an easy pick. Beautiful Joe. People have been begging for Sora. People have been begging for Knuckles. I think it'd even be funny if they did Knuckles, that he had an alternative skin with the Uganda Knuckles one. That'd be pretty funny.
Oh
god. Like he just drops down into the battle. Do you know the way? Like, that should be pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, they ain't gonna do it because the Social Justice Warriors gonna be offended by everything. But what else? Who else can they put in there? That's who I think off the top of my head. Beautiful Joe, Sora, and then Knuckles. Come back to me. Who's on? Oh, Shadow.
Nah,
I think they should put Shadow in the game.
No.
Well, hear me out. Put Shadow in the game, but he cannot be a Sonic clone. And what I mean by that is put Shadow from Shadow the Hedgehog, where he had the guns and the motorcycle, so that he can have motorcycle attacks with armor on it, like Wario, and then he can use his guns like Dante or Bayonetta to juggle people in the air. So you can do like an up smash, and then his pistols could juggle and stuff. Like they could do stuff with Shadow, man. And then I'll keep in mind he could teleport with the chaos control and all that shit. They could do stuff with Shadow, man.
They could, but I doubt it's gonna happen.
Yeah, Sakurai lazy, so
I doubt that. I definitely doubt that's gonna happen. But yeah, as long as it's not a Shadow clone, because I know me and Dave talked about this before on stream or whatever. And I don't want a Sonic clone. I want Sonic back, but I don't want. If Shadow comes, I don't want him to be a clone. Like that's an interesting variation of
Another
Shadow.
reason I don't think Shadow would be a clone though too is because let's not sit up here and pretend like Sonic is trash in Smash Bros. Bro, you're the only person I know who plays Sonic. He's a trash tier character, very at the bottom. He's out of control all the fucking time, bro. He's just an awful character. So I don't think they would clone him.
Hey man, you never know. But Sonic is definitely. I'm sure they're bringing Sonic back. That's
I mean, let me ask you: how many times have you killed yourself trying to kill somebody? You do that little charge move that you can't control, and then you just spin off the damn map.
I mean, all the time. But that's like being. I mean, that's being super aggressive though. That's with any character because you can use the down B, and then you want to be extra or whatnot. And then that happens multiple times, but you don't have to use that attack to get people out. I like him for the quickness of his abilities, his hit, and everything. And then I do like when you hit the smash ball for him and he turns supersonic. I think that's dope. Now, some people will say that move is probably OP, but if you're playing 1v1, and of course you're gonna take the smash ball off. But he's a fun character. But yeah, I can see Shadow coming back. But speaking of Shadow, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Knuckles just need to go ahead and be in the game, fam. Like Knuckles would be perfect for Super Smash Brothers. I also feel like Rayman would be another good character to be in the game itself. I feel like he would be perfect. If anything, if Rayman wasn't in Super Smash Brothers, I'm surprised that Rayman hasn't entered ARMS, because he would be a good character for ARMS as well because of his attack.
Do you want to see an ARMS character in Smash Bros?
I wouldn't be surprised for Arm's character to be in Smash Bros. I wouldn't be. Like that doesn't that makes sense to me. Arm's character, now which one, it depends. But also I'm sure
the thick one. You gotta go with the big booty one.
That's the best one, man.
Hell yeah.
This guy. and then I wouldn't be surprised either, obviously, with the preview that we saw for the Nintendo Direct, if they brought a Squid Kid. Like, I'm sure they're
well, they are gonna, that's already confirmed, but that was in the trailer.
Yeah, I mean,
that's without a doubt. There's gonna be inklings in there.
But another character that I think would be dope. I mean, we already know Mega Man is in the game, but I would actually want a different variation of Mega Man, because the Mega Man that's in the last Smash is the original Mega Man, so or aka Rockman. And the one thing about that Mega Man is I don't necessarily like him because he's so stiff. He's a very stiff character. So if anything, I would actually like to see him back as a different variation. So you can go with like the Mega Man X variation, and then like his smash could be like his smash attack could be him like having all his armor and everything like that.
I don't think you'll see Mega Man X just because he's been a staple in the Marvel vs. Capcom universe.
Yeah, I mean,
it would have to be Network or something else.
I'm not mad at it, because if you remember Mega Man, when you use the Smash Ball or whatever, all his iterations are up on the screen and then it attacks you, so they can easily put them in the game. I would just like to see a different variation. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a Battle Network skinned Mega Man in the game. It'd be cool to see his attacks and everything like that. I feel like it'd be dope. Like, he has multiple attacks, so that would actually be that would probably be like my characters that I would want. And then of course, you can go like say some random characters, but we'll see. Now I see a lot of people.
I just came up with some more off the top of my head. Like,
go ahead.
What about Banjo-Kazooie?
Ooh, that actually wouldn't be bad at all.
I feel like that would be an easy one to do. He'd be a power type character, a heavy hitter, but then he would be diverse because he would have good flight because he's got the bird in his backpack, so he had a good stage recovery, I think. What's the name? Conker, I think, would be decent.
Conker should have been in the game.
Yeah, he's gonna give him some guns.
Oh yeah.
Of course, he's not gonna be able to cuss. They're gonna have to dial it back a little bit, but I think he could fit into the game. Also, I'm trying to think. There was one more I had. Oh, you said it. You said Rayman.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a couple that I just came off the top of my head. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you good. Any other characters you think would come into the game, Dave, or you just excited to see what they got?
What I think should go in is maybe Okami. I know they just announced that for the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he can somehow be in it. And what I've been hearing a lot from him, do you think that Sans from Undertale might make it? A lot of people keep tweeting out about
From what tale?
Undertale.
I don't even know nothing about that game.
That's a possibility. I wouldn't be surprised.
But you know who else I would want though, since they got Breath of the Wild Link?
Mm-hmm.
I think her name is Urbosa. One of the champions. I think
oh yeah, that would be real cool. That would actually, that would actually be really cool if they incorporated that. Yeah.
I see a lot of people said bring back Wolf.
Oh yeah, Wolf needs to come back. I mean, yeah, Shofu. Shout out to Shofu. He be talking about Wolf all the time, so it makes sense.
I think it's actually offensive that they haven't even done Knuckles, just because I feel like Knuckles is such an easy character. He's a power character, but with speed.
Yeah.
I feel like Knuckles would be a top tier character off bit, and then on top of that, he has the his little glide move, so he would have great stage recovery.
But they better not do a Sonic Boom variation of Knuckles, or else I would be pissed.
Nobody liked Sonic Boom.
Nah. They did a cartoon around it, so imagine them incorporating that into Smash Bros. I'd be pissed. I'm not even gonna lie.
What about like maybe like some off the wall picks? Because I feel like we're picking people that make sense.
Right.
Do y'all have anybody that's like off the wall, like a Solid Snake?
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank would be life.
For who?
I would like Ratchet and Clank in the game.
That's not happening.
They can't. They have
PlayStation.
They have PSN
All
All-Stars.
American Dream.
They have PSN All-Stars, man. PlayStation All-Stars, whatever. That's not happening. Where happened that game? Yeah, I ever played that?
It wasn't very good. I didn't like PlayStation All-Stars because it rewarded stupidity. Because I don't know if you remember how it played. The way it played was they had 3 different special meters, and you basically did combos in the game to build up your special meter. But in order to get a kill, you had to hit somebody with your special. So all that time that you were fighting was a waste of time. Somebody could just, you could be beating somebody's ass, and then somebody could hit you with a lucky combo, get a level 1 ult, and then beat you. Like the game was, it didn't make any sense to me.
Man, yeah, no bueno. Well,
they were trying too hard to be different. I feel like they should have just made a straight up Smash Bros. Clone. In certain cases, like, it's okay to copy, and this would have been one of those cases. I think people would have not been mad if PlayStation All Stars was a straight up clone.
Right? You think Waluigi be in it?
The problem with Waluigi is, and this is one of my problems with Nintendo. I remember I made a video about this a long time ago. I feel like it's time for Nintendo to give Waluigi his own game. They've been putting him in there as like a side character, but like, what's his story? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does he hate Luigi? Like, we know Wario's story. He's had a million different games dating back to the Game Boy era. For those who don't even know, so it's like, what's Waluigi's story? Like, what's his attack patterns going to be? They could put him in the game, but it's like, I just don't know what to expect from him.
His assist was OP when he stomped. Remember when he got when you stomp him into the ground and everything like that, and then you'd be stuck. So
I feel like he needs his own solo outing before we put him into Smash Bros. I would like to see a Waluigi single player adventure game.
That'd be kind of
like,
cool.
What does
come
that
out
look
for the
like?
Switch?
Yeah,
that'd be cool. And also, I see people on YouTube, on Twitter already. They're looking at the silhouettes and thinking, and trying to see who's coming back, who they're bringing, all of that. So, do you think? Also, I wanted to ask you guys: do you think that they're gonna bring? Obviously, they're bringing back Mario, but are they gonna bring Super Mario Odyssey Mario with Cappy and incorporate Cappy's attacks?
I would rather them just replace regular Mario with the new Odyssey Mario. Like, we don't need a million clone characters, because the only difference between those 2 characters is going to be Cappy. So you might as well just give him a new move list and be the default Mario. Same thing in, like, we saw the Breath of the Wild Link. I don't want to see 3 different Links. So if they're going to have multiple,
bring back Toon
put
Link.
Breath of the Wild in and then put Toon Link. Or put the regular Link and Breath of the Wild, but like, we don't need 3 different Links. I want to see a diverse cast.
Right.
I agree completely, man. Like, maybe to throw back to old Mario, just keep Dr. Mario and give us this new Cappy Mario. I think that'd be like fair, you know?
Right. No, I don't need 5 versions. Like, I feel you. 5 versions of Mario. It's just, so it's a little much for me, But
plus, think about it. In the last Smash Bros, remember he had what was the jetpack from Sunshine?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
and that was default Mario. So just change up his moveset a little bit, put Cappy and give him the water pack now.
Yeah. So I can dig that. I wouldn't be mad at that at all, actually. What were you gonna say, Dave?
Oh no, I was just saying on that on Mario.
I'm on.
You saying?
Go ahead. I was saying, I'm on Google right now looking at like people's wish list. I see a really good one. Somebody said they would want Wonder Red from the Wonderful 101. You remember that game?
Oh, you mean that trash game?
Yeah.
I can see, like, it had cool character design, so it makes sense.
Right.
I just didn't like the gameplay. I think that's a pretty good one.
How about Bomberman?
Oh man, I would love to have Bomberman in there. That would be dope, but they're not gonna do that. And they did, even though I played the Bomberman game for the Nintendo Switch, and I was just like, Bomberman could have been so much better. They could have done it so like they did it for Nintendo 64, where it was actual adventure game and not the way they had it like with the and for the Switch. I feel like they were trying to hone the old school Bomberman when he was first introduced, and it just didn't do well. They should have made it into an adventure game with Bomberman. But Bomberman would be a great character too. Absolutely.
What about Spyro? He wasn't in PlayStation All Stars, and he's not tied to PlayStation anymore.
I wouldn't be mad at it, but I highly doubt that. Like you said, if there was a Spyro trilogy coming out for all consoles, and they announced it's going to the Switch, or there's gonna be some type of remake, and then it's gonna go on the Switch, then it would make sense. But then again, like I said,
Spyro's in the same situation as Crash. Sony don't own him anymore.
Right, and that's all.
He's been on all the consoles too.
Yeah, and the thing is though, like, I mean, after they bringing up Ryu in Smash Brothers, anything is possible in my eyes. I was Bayonetta's not that surprising to me more than Ryu is. Ryu was, and those data miners or whoever found that out through the code of the game, because they found I think it was like through the source code, they found the background music and the stage code for the game, and found out before it was even officially announced that Ryu was coming. So
let's go to Street Fighter. Would you want to see more Street Fighter characters in the game?
Nope. I
don't know, man. My man Dudley got to get some respect out here, bro. Dudley or Borok, but I like Dudley.
Nah, I don't know.
He could be a counter to Lil Mac.
I don't want Lil Mac back, to be honest with you.
Man,
Why do you don't like Lil Mac? He was a great character to beat up.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you know, because you threw him off the ledge. That's it. It was too easy. But I was gonna say, I feel like that's a wasted spot. I mean, I'm sure they're bringing Lil Mac back, but I feel like that's a spot that someone else could take up. I don't know. We would just have to wait and see. Is there any other characters you guys can think of or see on a wish list that you would think could bring up at all?
Last one I got, you know, Neku from The World Ends With You.
Mm-hmm.
I know they ported that for the Switch. I can see him in that.
Okay. What about you, TBH?
Did we say the people from ARMS?
Yeah, we said that. It kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. That's all I got then.
Gotcha. Well, we appreciate everybody for coming through. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys are interested and want to continue to support the GI as a whole, be sure to check out our Patreon. That is patreon.com/GI updates. We have a whole bunch of awesome tiers, and you can be part of videos just as this one. You guys will be joining our Discord, and we've been playing a lot of fun games right now. We're mainly on Dragon Ball Fighters and Fortnite, so if you guys like to check it out, be sure to check out our Patreon. Also, if you guys are huge fans of anime, be sure to check out our Illuminaughty code. So go to Funimation.com and you guys can be able to use code Illuminaughty, and that will get you 14 free days of the premium service on top of 99 cents for the first month after the 14 days. So if you guys like to check that out, be sure to check that out. Once again, thank you Data Dave for coming through. Be sure to check out Data Dave's Twitch channel down in the link in the description box below. Thank you TBH, and this has been Ace of All Trades, Data Dave and TBH with the Game Illuminaughty, and we out of here. Peace.